Hey everyone, welcome to the show. So, if you guys have been watching for a while, you know I've been following the details and arrests in these ghost candidate stories out of Florida and how these ghost candidates were key to Republicans winning in elections in 2020. So, there's now a government watchdog group that's recommending new laws to prevent this from happening again in the future. And then, in addition, there's another watchdog group that filed a complaint with the Federal Elections Commission. And this is due to the way dark money groups funneled money into these races. So, first, the most recent news a group called Integrity Florida issued a report at the beginning of this month, and they detailed how three Florida Senate races in particular were impacted by the use of fake candidates. These were all three that I've shared with you guys in the past. And Integrity Florida stated that this ghost candidate tactic, quote, crossed the legal and moral line. Then the report went on to say that in regard to the Senate race won by just 23 votes, that was the one that was won by Republican Ileana Garcia, quote, it amounted to a political dirty trick that at the very least would be considered a cynical take on democracy and worse, a potentially criminal scheme to mislead voters and steal an election. The group issued a list of policy proposals, which includes eliminating dark money. What a concept. And here's something I wanted to point out to you guys before I dive into the next part of this, the federal complaint. I want everyone to understand that the use of these fake candidates, it isn't just about winning or just for the sake of having power and control. If the reporting from the Miami Herald and others is correct, which there's no reason to believe that it's not, this is about electricity companies and other corporate entities essentially buying seats for people who will do their bidding. So, for example, Florida Power and Light is currently under investigation. I've talked about them in segments about these ghost candidate cases. They're being investigated for their potential alleged part in this scheme. And they donate to Republicans and to corporate Democrats, on top of possibly helping them to get these seats by nefarious means. So when there's a climate friendly bill that's proposed, they can count on these lawmakers to vote no. So this is about corporate greed, and these lawmakers just don't give a damn. They don't give a damn about climate change. They don't care about the future of our planet. And what's crazy is that if you think about it, out of every state in this nation, more than almost any other state, Florida is being directly, horrifically impacted by rising sea levels, by climate-driven hurricanes and flooding. And these lawmakers in this state don't care. They don't care because their bank accounts are filling up. They're winning these seats. And the other thing that they're allowing, these lawmakers, I mean, is they're allowing massive price hikes by these companies, some of which have a monopoly on power in the state. So it's not like Florida residents can just go with another company for their electricity if they hike up the prices on them. They have no choice. There is no competition. And yet Florida voters think that they're free. Yeah, you're free to pay outrageous electricity rates. You're free to leave the state every time another storm hits and then pay thousands of dollars to repair that damage to your home. You're free to do all of that. You're also free, apparently, to not have insurance on your home in that state. I mean, you have to have it if you have a loan on your property. But this is the other issue that all of this is causing. I mean, there's so much of a domino effect from this, and people don't even realize it. Insurance companies are fleeing the state of Florida in droves. In just this year alone, 7 insurance companies pulled out of the state of Florida. The government actually had to step up and create a state-funded insurance option for homeowners because they had nowhere to turn. And according to a local news outlet, even the people who are able to get insurance, they're paying as much, if not more, just for their homeowners insurance as they are for their mortgage payment. That is insane. You would think that this would wake people up. But this is the downstream effect of climate change. And if you look up at the stream a little bit further, you look at all the companies that are preventing us from doing anything about climate change. And they're putting people into positions of power that they know will look the other way. As for the federal complaint, the watchdog group called Citizens for Responsibility and Ethics in Washington, which is CREW for short, they filed the FEC complaint in late October. And it centers around the fact that political operatives funneled money through nonprofit organizations, which those organizations then in turn donated to political super PACs. And because the money went through the nonprofit first, the original source of the money was shielded from public view because nonprofits don't have to say where their money came from. So in this case, they allege that 5 different nonprofits made a combined $1.27 million in contributions to these super PACs, which then funded the flyers and other marketing material for these fake candidates who were pretending to be progressive Democrats. The filing states in part, quote, "Voters need to know who is funding efforts to impact elections, especially as dark money groups try to evade accountability and mislead voters by hiding their donors." So we'll see what comes of all this. I mean, so far, it doesn't appear that the Justice Department has shown any interest. I mean, everyone's jumping up and down and yelling about, oh, how we have to protect democracy, safeguard democracy, democracy is at risk, but they don't seem to be even aware of any of this. And Florida voters, I mean, they just need to wake up and stop voting for people who are handing their state and their futures to corporations. And that goes for the corporate Democrats in that state as well. It's not just the Republicans, but the Republicans are the ones who are running these fake candidate schemes. So I will let you know when I hear more. Thank you so much for watching and listening. Please like, share, subscribe, donate. It means the world. I really appreciate all of you so much. Love you guys. Talk with you soon.